have your legs crossed, you can do that. It just really depends on kind of how your body feels. If you need a little bit of extra support, meaning you'd rather have your back against the wall, that's perfectly fine as well, okay? So we'll take a nice deep breath in, and let's just reach the right arm up and over just briefly. Do a little side body stretching before we do our centering today. Good. Deep breath in, lift both arms up all the way as far as you feel comfortable towards the ceiling. Maybe circle out those wrists a little bit. One direction and then the other direction. Just getting a little blood flow, right? Good. And then right arm down, left arm up and over. Big side stretch. So really thinking about setting our spine up for length for sitting. Good. Deep breath in, reach one or both arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, release your arms down. And then keep that spine nice and long. Rest your hands on your lap, palms down or palms up. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Do that one more time. This time, big heavy sigh. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then lowering your gaze or blinking your eyes closed. Take a few moments to observe how you feel right now. So scanning your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Notice what comes up for you today. Noticing any areas of tightness, restriction that you feel. And just acknowledging those places to keep them in mind as we practice today. And then next, bring the awareness to your mind. Noticing any thoughts that you're having. Just do your best to acknowledge them, and then we're going to put them on pause for our practice today. And we're really allowing ourselves to be on our mats, to be present with our breath, and for allowing this time for self-care. And then lastly, we'll bring the attention to your breath. Observing where you feel the breath and the quality of your breath. So without changing or modifying, just kind of appreciating the breath for what it is right now. Keeping that length in the spine. When you're ready, begin to breathe a little bit deeper into the lowest part of your belly. So if it helps, you can put a hand just over your belly button just for a little bit of a tactile cue. So you're going to feel the belly expand into your hand as you inhale, and as you exhale, you'll draw the belly button in towards the spine. So take a few cycles of that type of breath, whatever feels good for you. I'm just paying attention to the belly expansion with each inhale. So we'll do that for a few breath cycles, and then we're going to switch to a different pattern of breathing today. And then as you breathe into the belly, think about relaxing the face and jaw. Relaxing the tops of the shoulders and just letting your neck be nice and long from the bottoms of your ears to the tops of your shoulders. And so we're going to move into more of a relaxation breath. So we're going to try inhaling through the nose for a count of 4. Holding at the top of the inhale for a 7 count. And then exhaling for an 8 count. If this brings any anxiety or you feel like it's too long, you're just going to speed up how fast you're counting. Okay? So the breath is yours, you're in control. So you'll inhale through the nose for a 4 count. This is all your own pace. At the top of that in-breath, count to 7. Complete exhale for an 8 count. We're gonna do about 5 more breath cycles. So do it at your own pace. Inhale for 4. Hold the top of the inhale for 7. Exhale for 8. So just continuing in that way. And then each time you do that long exhale, I want you to think about letting go of something that feels heavy to you today. So maybe it's something physical, like pain or discomfort or tightness, or maybe it's something more in the mind, or maybe it's a feeling or an emotion that you have that's just not sitting well with you. So think about letting that go with that nice long exhale. And as you continue to breathe in this way, you begin to feel a little more free, a little lighter, a little less weight on your shoulders and your back. About 2 more cycles. 4 counts in, 7 count hold, 8 counts out. And then after you finish the cycle that you're on, just return to a 1-to-1 breath. So equal counts inhaling and exhaling. And then on your next inhale, one more time, we'll sweep the arms up towards the sky. On an exhale, press the palms together at heart center and create an intention or a dedication for your practice today. Something you'd like to focus your practice around. Bring that into your heart, breathe into it. And then as you exhale, release your arms down to your sides. If you are sitting on a block or a rolled towel, I want you to scoot it off to the side. If you're in a cross-legged position, I want you to switch which leg you have in front. So if you have your right leg in front, you're gonna switch it up and put your left leg in front. Okay? And then arms are gonna relax down at your sides. Go ahead and start to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder and reach out through your left hand. Good, bring your chin down to your chest and then take your left ear to your left shoulder and extend out through your right hand. Pausing and breathing, feeling that length into the side of the neck. So remember, you're keeping your shoulders down. You're bringing your head to your shoulder, not your shoulder to your head. Good. Come back up, neutral spine. Walk both hands back behind you. Pull your shoulder blades together and lift your chin up. So as long as you can do that without feeling lightheaded, it's fine to do. If you do feel lightheaded, then come back to a neutral spine. So just looking straight ahead. Shoulder blades pulled together, breathing into the front body. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Good, so depending on where you are sitting, we're gonna explore forward folding over your legs. So if your legs are crossed, you're gonna bring your hands out in front. You're gonna walk your hands forward as far as you feel comfortable and let your spine round. If you have your legs outstretched, you can do the same thing. Even if you don't go very far, that's fine. But you're just gonna let your spine round, drop your chin to your chest, and breathe into the back body. So just pause and breathe, and I want you to take your focus to the back lower part of your rib cage. Just kind of feeling the ribs expand there as you breathe in and then come together as you breathe out. Good, and then slowly bring your hands back up. And then let's go ahead and make our way over into hands and knees today. So you're gonna bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And then let's take both hands over to the left side. So either left corner or just bring your right hand over to the left. Take a breath in, and then when you exhale, you're gonna drop towards your right heel. Side stretch. So you should feel that all the way along the right side of the trunk into the right side of the pelvis. Again, not holding your breath, but breathing in and out. When you're ready, slowly coming out of it, walking your hands back through the center, bringing them over to the right side now. So either by your right hand or right corner of the mat, take a breath in, drop back towards your left heel, diagonal stretch. Try to let your head and neck relax. Pause and breathe. You might notice a difference, maybe in length or tightness from side to side, and that's okay. Good, coming slowly back up to that tabletop position, nice neutral spine again. Shrug the shoulders down away from the ears. And then if it's available to you today, I want you to explore tucking the toes under. So you're gonna try to tuck your toes under you. You might feel a little bit of a stretch in the bottoms of the feet. If that's not available to you, don't worry about it. And then we're gonna start to cycle through cat and cow. So drop the belly, look forward, cow pose. Exhale, tuck and round, cat pose. And then just begin to flow with your breath. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. So a lot of our yoga practice is about moving and breathing together. So you're going to establish the pace of your breathing with how you're moving your body. And if you get the inhales and the exhales mixed up, just try to keep breathing and keep moving. So inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. Starting to warm up the trunk a little bit. If it feels good for you, you can shift your hips a little bit from side to side. Just kind of do what works for your body. We'll take a few more cycles here. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Talking round. Pull the belly in. Good. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then come back to a neutral spine here. Let's do a little bit of core stabilization to start our practice today. So we'll send the left toes back. So straightening the left knee, keeping that foot flexed. So knee is straight, belly is in. Both hands are down, belly is in. And then if you'd like an additional challenge, you're gonna try just briefly lifting that back heel up. Very important, if you lift your back heel, don't let your back sag. Okay, so you're not dropping your belly, you're keeping your back parallel to your mat. Good, release back to tabletop. And then send your right toes back. Breathe in. Right toes are back, knee is straight, tummy is tight. If this feels easy, you can try lifting your heel up. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging. Good. Pausing and breathing. Try not to hold your breath. Release back to tabletop. Left toes go back. If you want, you can float your heel. If you'd like, you can float your opposite arm. So there's your balancing for today. Balancing, balancing. Belly is in, you're breathing. Good, 2 more breaths, in and out. Notice that strong core. Release back, tabletop. Right toes go back. If you'd like, float the heel, belly in. If you'd like, float the opposite arm. If you try to float the same side arm, it's going to be very tricky. Belly is in, you're breathing. Couple more counts here, inhaling and exhaling. Think about lengthening from fingertips all the way down to that heel on your lifted leg. Good, slowly release, drop back to child's pose. So big toes together, knees wide, forehead to the mat or stacked hands. If you don't have that much bend in your knees and hips, you're gonna come into puppy pose, hips lifted. You can use that rolled towel or sweatshirt or block underneath your forehead. Couple nice belly breaths here. And feel free to grab water as you need to throughout the practice today as well. Pause and breathe. So last week we did explore downward facing dog. Today we're gonna explore dolphin pose, okay? So you have a couple of choices. If you don't wanna do dolphin pose, you're gonna do puppy pose instead, okay? I'm gonna show you. So from puppy pose or child's pose, I want you just to come to your forearms, okay? So you're just gonna put some weight on your forearms, and this is a great place to start. So dolphin pose is similar to down dog in that triangle shape, but instead you're gonna be on your forearms, okay? So from your forearms, you're gonna tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. So you have that triangle shape with your body. You might step your feet in a little bit more if you'd like, but you're grounding down through your forearms and your feet. Good. So you're focusing in on lifting your sit bones up and back, grounding down through the forearms. The biggest focus is going to be on your pelvis. Yeah, I'm just coming closer so I can see everyone. Good. And then if you need a break, just set your knees down. So that's our dolphin pose. Okay, let's take a little breather, come back to puppy. We'll do it again. So just kind of be in your body. If you're like, no way, that does not feel good, then you can just stay in puppy pose, or even tabletop is fine, okay? So from the forearms, from puppy pose, you're gonna tuck your toes under, lift your sit bones up and back. So you're feeling some length in your legs and your spine. Then what I want you to do from here, take a breath in, breathe out. I want you to come to forearm plank. So you're gonna shimmy your feet back and let your hips come down so you're parallel to your mat. So if you're like, no, that's not happening today, you're gonna set your knees down, make it a little bit less challenging. So forearm plank from the knees, perfectly fine. Pause and breathe. It's a lot of core stabilization. Our core, our midsection, is the foundation of our body. So it's kind of feet and then core, very important areas. Pausing and breathing, belly in. Good, then release all the way to your stomach. So on your forearms, Sphinx pose. So just on your forearms, tops of the feet flat. If you're okay here, you can press into your forearms a little bit and look forward. Good. Beautiful. So it should feel a little bit of a stretch through the abdominal muscles here. Heart is forward. Good. As you exhale, slowly release. Come back into tabletop. And then from tabletop, step your right foot forward, low lunge. If it's available to you, I want you to put both hands We're gonna keep our hands down if we can. Both hands on the instep of that right foot. So your legs kind of out to the side, your hands are on the inside. Take your right hand and put it on the inside of your right knee. Good. And then can you let it kind of go out to the side a little bit so you get a little stretch in that inner thigh? And you're going to kind of let that front of the left hip drop down. So this is lizard pose, kind of a low lunge variety. So as you're doing this, I'm going to face you. You stay where you are. So this is where we are. If you need something underneath your hand, you could use a block or that rolled towel. You're letting the front of that left hip drop down, and you're letting that other knee kind of drop out to the side. So you're feeling that stretch through the inner thigh. And depending on where you're tight in the hips, you might feel it more on this leg, you might feel it more right here. Okay, try to breathe into it a little bit. We are not moving into pain or discomfort, so if it doesn't feel good for you, you need to modify. Okay, slowly coming out of it. Now I want you to walk your hands up that leg and come into low lunge. Remember, you can roll that, flip the long edge of your mat for extra padding underneath that knee. And then just kind of bend and straighten that front knee a few times. I want you to get into that left hip a little bit. You okay? Yep, take your time. It's always good to have a chair. If you feel like you might have a little balance issue, just go ahead and give yourself a chair or something nearby, just for a little bit of help. Good, from here, knee over the ankle, sweep the arms up. Good. Good. Pressing in front of that left hip forward. Pausing and breathing, just noticing how you feel. Good. Set your left hand on the right leg here. Reach your right arm back and twist to the right. And then remember, as you're twisting, you're going to look back at that right hand. Good. Try to keep that front knee over the ankle. Good. Keeping the spine nice and long. Shoulders are over the hips. On an exhale, release from that twist. Plant your hands on either side of your front foot and step that right foot back, tabletop. And then if you'd like, just shift your weight front to back or cycle through cat and cow once or twice. Kind of noticing how you feel from side to side here. And then come back to tabletop. We're going to do that same series on the second side. So when you're ready, you'll take a big step forward with that left foot for low lunge. And then you'll move both hands on the inside of that foot for lizard pose. So we'll take the left hand and kind of let it be on the inside of the left knee and just start to let it fall out to the side. So from behind, got to get my lefts and rights correct. So this is the position that you're in. If you do have a block, that can go under your hand. And then you're going to kind of let this left knee drop out to the side. So you're stretching the front of the right hip and the inner thigh on the left hip. Good. Keep holding and breathing. Keeping your tummy muscles in. Take a couple nice, long, deep breaths. Think about kind of sending that breath to where you feel most restricted around the hips. And then slowly start to come out of it. Move that foot slightly back in and then walk your hands up your front thigh. And just like you did on the first side, just kind of bend and straighten into that front knee a little bit. So opening into that right hip flexor. Keeping your shoulders really lined up over your pelvis is going to allow you to feel a little bit more of a stretch in that hip. And then bringing the knee back over the ankle, one or both arms sweep up, drop the shoulders down away from your ears. And then exhale the arms down and either bring the hands to the back of the hips and point the elbows back, or you can bring your hands together, pull the shoulder blades together and open the chest up. If you can't bring your hands together, don't worry about it. So shoulder blades pulled together, opening the heart, lifting the chin. Good. As you exhale, release, sweep both arms back up. Take a breath in, and then exhale, left arm reaches back, twisting to the left. Looking back at that left hand, breathing into your spine as you twist, making any adjustments that you need to make these poses available to you. Good, start to slowly come out of it. Put your hands back down in the mat and then take your back toes, curl them under and step forward if you're able. We're gonna come to a forward fold towards the top edge of the mat. So if you need to use a chair to transition, please do. Otherwise, we're coming to a forward fold at the top of our mats, bending the knees generously. And just kind of maybe grab opposite elbows here and sway the upper body. Just relaxing the back of the neck. And then let your fingertips kind of dangle for the floor. As you do that, just moving in that direction, you could also put your hands on your legs. Just kind of play with shifting your weight from toes to heels. Chair nearby if you need it for balance. Good, and then we're gonna take our time. I want you to bend your knees a lot. You can either walk your hands up your legs or just start to stand up nice and slow, tummy muscles tight. As you come up to standing, I want you to lift the heels up. So you're kind of pedaling out those feet, rolling the shoulders back. Good. Come into mountain pose. Feet about hips distance apart, palms forward, tailbone in. Stand as tall as you can. Think about the ground beneath your feet. Your feet as your foundation. Lift your toes up, spread them wide. On an inhale, reach your arms up. Take a little back bend. As you exhale, bring the hands through heart center, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press through your feet, take your time, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep up, little back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands through heart center, leading with your heart, forward fold. Bend your knees, round your back. Breathe in, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press through your feet. Come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, one more time. Inhale, sweeping up, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, flat back. Belly in, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, we're gonna do one balance pose before we come back down to the floor. So mountain pose, facing forward. Chair if you need to for balance. We're gonna do a modification of eagle pose today. So I want you to take your left leg and you're gonna cross at the ankle over your right, okay? So you're almost gonna be using that left foot, that top leg, as kind of, that's your kickstand. So this could already feel challenging to you, so that's why I want you to have a wall or a chair nearby. Breathe in, bring your hands up to heart center, and then if it's available, you're gonna bend your knees a little bit. Bend your knees, bend your hips, okay? Belly is in. So it's kind of almost like chair pose, belly is in, and then we're gonna try eagle arms. So your arms are gonna go straight out. You're gonna take your right arm, cross it over your left, and then you're gonna bend your elbows. Backs of the hands or palms can touch. If you're like, no way, I'm not doing that, hands at heart center. The other thing you can do, just give yourself a hug, kind of reaching your hands around for your shoulder blades. So it's sort of a mid-back stretch. You can tuck your chin a little bit, pause and breathe. If you're feeling strong with your balance today, you can try floating those toes up on that top leg. Good. Something to focus on is always really good for balance poses. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, start to slowly come out of it, unwinding, coming back to mountain pose, roll your shoulders back. Good, same thing, second side. So standing tall, right is gonna cross over the left this time. You're gonna come into that kickstand posture. Hands are gonna come to heart center, long spine. As you exhale, bend slightly into the hips and knees. Tailbone tucks, focal point. If you'd like to take those eagle arms, you're gonna extend your hands out. Left over right, cross at the elbows. Backs of the hands or palms to touch. If it's too much, don't worry about it. Bring the hands to heart center. If you want an additional challenge, try floating those right toes. Let the breath flow to that standing leg as well as between the shoulder blades. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, inhale, start to stand up nice and tall, unwind, come back to mountain pose. Take a nice deep breath in, sweep your arms up. Exhale, release the arms down. Good, this time inhale, sweep the arms up, steeple grip. So all your hands, or all your fingers interlace except for one and your thumbs. Take a little side stretch to the right. Good. Grounding through both feet. Come back up, deep breath in, reach up to the sky. Exhale, tip to the left. Good, deep breath in, come back up to center. Exhale, release the arms all the way down. Go ahead and take a seat on your mat. And then once you're in sitting, make your way to your back. If you need something underneath your head, feel free to put a towel or a block there. We're gonna draw both knees into the chest and just kind of rock out the low back a little bit. We're just kind of rocking the knees from side to side. And then for the next minute or so, I want you to just kind of do what feels good for you. I'm going to give you an option for a pose, but if there's something else that you'd like to do, feel free to do that now, because this is kind of our last couple minutes before we go into Shavasana. So with the knees in, if you'd like, we're going to do a reclining spinal twist. So you're going to let your knees drop to the right, and you can reach your left arm out and look to the left. So knees are to the right, arm out on the left side, looking to the left. Good. Couple nice deep breaths. Let your back relax. Bringing your awareness back to your breathing. Good. When you're ready, start to slowly move your knees out of it. Maybe bringing them back in towards your chest or just setting your feet on the mat. And then we'll let the knees drop to the left. Look to the right and reach that right arm out. And as you're slowing down your breathing right now, just recall that intention that you set for your practice today. And slowly bringing the knees back into center. Extending your legs out, reaching your arms up above your head. Take a full body stretch. Get as long as you can. This is your time to take up space on your mat. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release your arms down to your side. Palms are up. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you, Shavasana, corpse pose. Feel free to place a rolled blanket or blocks underneath your knees for extra support. Otherwise, right now, there is nothing else left for you to do but be here. Pause the mind, enjoy stillness in the body, noticing the breath, and then doing your best to release all thoughts.